love it. All right, what's up, guys? The Irish Whip here with Big Joe and JP. I still got to figure out the sound. I played the intro, but I don't think y'all heard that. I'm still hearing it in my ear now, so I'm going to kill that. And I'll put that back in post-production. But JP here with Big Joe. I see you, Bobby D. I see Joe Salenzer. I see Tina. All in the chat already. All in the commenting on the different forums. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Guys, you get us wherever you get your YouTubes. I mean, we were one of the first podcasts on Amazon when they started doing podcasts. So, what's going on, Joe?
We were around podcast before podcasting was podcasting.
We were internet radio.
Well, even before it was really internet, we had to plug into a landline to get the connection. We had to take the phone off the wall so it couldn't be reached and plug the modem into that so we can get connected. We've been around for a while. We've been doing this for a while, and yet we still have glitches.
Yeah, well, you know what it is figuring out new software, and then by the time I figure the software out, everything's going to be updated anyway. We're working on a few huge things, so...
I'm not giving you shit about it or anything.
I'm just saying, I know.
Hey, technical issues weekly.
I think it's one thing I have to click, and I just have to figure out which button it is. So if you guys have trouble hearing at either one of us, like I don't think so because I hear you, Joe, and you hear me. But if you guys have trouble hearing us, tell us in the chat. We'll fix it right away for you. But we got pay-per-view this weekend. We got, dude, you want to talk about boxing for a second?
Absolutely. I love boxing. I grew up boxing. Or
did you see?
I should say I grew up getting beat up because I was bigger than everyone else my age.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. At the same gym you did.
Yep.
We used to go in there and wrestle.
Yeah. And
in the boxing ring. Yes. Did you pay attention to the Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather?
I was paying attention to the hype about it. I didn't watch the farce. I'm not going to call it a fight. I saw highlights, and it was a cheap attempt at a money grab. That's all it was a money grab.
They're making so much money off of this. Like UFC guys are now like almost asking to get released because they're going to make more money fighting the Paul brothers.
Yeah, it's horrendous. It's like
Jake is a good boxer on a very local level. Like if he was boxing the guys at his home gym, he'd be winning. He boxed a couple of UFC guys, but they weren't boxers. They were ground and pound guys and wrestlers. And guess what they couldn't do there? Jake Paul was a wrestler in high school. Like he was supposed to be a really good wrestler in college. Why doesn't he do MMA?
Well, the thing is, to me, he's a showman.
But the Floyd, some of the Mayweather stuff was awesome.
There's no way in hell that he can legitimately go 8 rounds with Mayweather. No, I'll bet my balls on it. There's no way he can do it.
Mayweather's not a strong puncher, though. Mayweather's all defense.
You know what? But he can hit Paul 3 times to 1. So
Paul was gassed at the end of that.
I don't think if Mayweather really went out at his best, there's no way Paul could take him 8 rounds.
What's funny is this YouTuber, he's smaller than all of the rest of the YouTubers that are known, but he's kind of on the verge of breaking through, and he's called Iraq, A-I-R-R-A-C-K, which is a play on his name, Eric, I guess. But his thing is he sneaks into these events. So he snuck into this, and he snuck into this, dressed up as staff, threw on a fake credentials, and walked right in like he owned the place. And his whole thing of doing it was to get a white TMT hat, Team Money, to Mayweather because of the Paul brothers stealing his hat. Do you know where he got it to him?
Locker room?
Mayweather was in the fucking ring. They were walking down to the ring, and you know how he's surrounded by all of his bodyguards and his people. This guy was walking down there like he was recording it and just went right down to the ring with them. Jake Paul actually looked down and said, "I love you, guy," to him because he recognized him. He knew who he was and knew what he was doing.
One YouTuber to another.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was I watched. He just put his video out today, which was it could be fake. There's a lot of fake YouTube out there. So, truth be told,
and that's what I think this fight was. This fight to me was 100%. This fight between Mayweather and Paul.
I don't know. See, I think if it was, I think if it was though, I think Jake Paul would have won.
It harkens back to the days of Bart Gunn.
That wasn't a work.
At the beginning, it was.
No, Bart Gunn was not supposed to win that. Bart Gunn actually got fired for winning that.
But that's what I mean, though. The whole thing, the work was in.
Like he was supposed to, he was supposed to get a program with Austin after that for winning, and he got released right after that. He never got his program with Austin.
Yeah, that would have been a good fight.
The only person who said that they ever thought that Bart Gunn would win is Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's like, I told everybody he was going to win that the second I heard what they were doing.
Yeah, was it the Brawl for All?
Yes, I have a T-shirt. I have Brawl for All 89, real boxing.
Yeah, but they
somewhere. Yet he says boxing's all a work.
Nowadays, it is. Nowadays, it's very scripted because it's all about the hype beforehand. And see how many pay-per-view sales we can get, and we can go from there and see what else we can get. Oh, can we sell a Mayweather versus Paul T-shirt? Yeah, we can sell 1 million of those. Yeah. It's all bullshit.
Well, here's what they did. So at the press conference, Jake Paul's brother Logan was there, and he was messing with Mayweather the whole time. Like he wasn't on the stage; he was at the stage, and like as they were at the edge of the stage, he was untying Mayweather's shoes. And then Mayweather said, "I'll fight both of you guys in the same night. I'll box you both. Let's sign that contract."
But why does he bring McGregor in and do a tag match?
He wants to box McGregor. Paul wants McGregor too.
See, let him get McGregor in MMA. Let's go MMA with McGregor. See what you can do. He'll snap him in half.
No, but Logan got on stage with them, and they were in each other's face, him and Mayweather, and he grabbed Mayweather's hat, yelled, "Got your hat," and ran, and then got his ass kicked by Mayweather's security guards.
Yeah, it's all.
But that day had Got Your Hat merchandise released that day.
Yeah, all a work. So
I don't disagree. It's entertaining though.
It's sticking
in Vegas. I put a couple of bucks on it.
Growing up, you grew up in Salty the same as me. It was a boxing town. If you weren't playing ice hockey or baseball, you were boxing.
Yes.
Some of us did a lot. Some of us did both. Yeah, no, I wasn't the greatest boxer. I was 13 getting punched in the head by 20-year-olds.
I mean, we knew people. We know people who went to, and we both probably are punched in the head by him. Someone that went and trained with Mayweather for a while.
Yeah. Well, we also know a lot of people from there that trained with McGregor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's tough to think, though, that the boxing that we knew, where it was like the gentleman's sport.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it was a pugilist.
But we also knew that because we knew some great boxers. We knew that being a great boxer didn't mean you were a great fighter.
Absolutely. We know quite a few of those people. You can do damage in the ring, but you get your ass kicked in a street fight.
And your twin brother at the same time by one person.
Yep.
And I love them both. So rest in peace to one. And you know who I mean. I won't say their names because no one else knows who they are.
Yep, I know exactly what you're saying.
So,
and
but
look
yeah,
at it,
that's
it's like, to me, the way they're doing it now, they're making a debacle of the show. They're ruining the reputation of the sport.
no, because that sport was tarnished for years.
But
Don King tarnished
what's
that.
going to happen now is what's going to happen now. I see it going the way of basketball in the Olympics. We're going to put all our showmen in the Olympics and make a spectacle of it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be these young people trying to make a name. It's going to be a spectacle of Mayweather is going to be in the Olympics. Come on, really?
Bobby D says, didn't they have fights at the Fargo building?
Yes.
That's now the other thing that's going on is there's and this is social media related, there's a smaller version of this happening in a week or two too, where it's the whole card is YouTubers versus TikTokers.
It's disgusting.
It's the pretty boy TikTokers versus the YouTubers, and those guys. That's definitely I'd say that's definitely a work too with watching some of the press conferences from that. Like they're breaking into fights, and there's like you can tell there's glass bottles being swung, and you can tell it's breakaway glass.
What's it going to be, a slap fight? They can go up there and thumb wrestle?
No, it's going to be 12-ounce gloves, and
they're going to go up there and have an all no holds barred match of hungry hippos. You know, I mean, I'm 47 years old. I'm a disabled vet. I'm pretty broken down, my back and all that. But you know what? I'd smack the piss out of a YouTuber. I'd smack the piss out of a TikToker.
Yeah, you know, I'm in the same boat, and I'm the same way. Mike Farrell, Chaos Theory Podcast, says he hopes Tyrone Woodley murders Logan Paul. And Tyrone Woodley should murder Logan Paul.
I just want to see him punch Logan Paul in the face so hard that his balls he chokes on his own balls. I
think it's cool seeing some of these the guys that have always been UFC guys like Tyrone Woodley, who the UFC fighters don't get paid a whole hell of a lot. And they're coming into this and they're getting the $1 million fight. So
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool to see.
I am not opposed from anybody taking a payday. No, hell no. You know, you want to give me $1 million to go get my ass kicked on TV? Damn well, I'll be laughing I'll be bleeding all the way to the bank.
Yeah, yes.
You know,
hell yes. I'll take a punch from anybody for $1 million.
Oh yeah.
So
that was the old thing back when we were kids, JP. Would you take a punch from Mike Tyson for $1 million? I take that square in my nuts for $1 million.
I never once said no to that question.
I would take a Mike Tyson straight power punch right to my fucking left nut for $1 million.
And then I'd knock the lisp out of him.
Well, and that goes back to me being 47 years old and broken. They don't work anymore, so I don't need it.
So now we also have WWE pay-per-view this week, and it's one of the ones I enjoy. It's the Hell in a Cell. And there's some matches where me and you aren't going to be familiar with some of these guys. Truth be told, neither one of us watch a whole lot of the current product guys. I watch basically just the pay-per-views at this point, and I've been watching a lot of Beyond Wrestling on TV and on IWTV. Oh, there's actually on Independent Wrestling TV, guys. They don't sponsor us, nothing to do with them. But I just like their product. We have worked with them in the past, but like this isn't a sponsored thing. They do this cool thing where they basically give wrestlers, and we talked about this with a very good professional wrestler right before his released. They give the wrestlers a camera for a week. And they come up, they film their life basically, and then they send it in, and this guy does the edits and puts out a documentary on it. And it's each one of them has told such a cool story. But the latest one, I forget her new name. It's Edith something, but she used to be Still
Bunker?
Life. Edith
Bunker?
No. She used to be Edith. She used to be Stillwater, in the Chikara world, and she's recently transitioned or is in the process of transitioning to a woman. And it kind of told the whole story about that, which was really cool. And I know you're going to bust my balls because that's a 20-year-old joke.
No, I support that 100%. I'm 100% behind people like that.
It's so cool watching, and like she's having matches as the new character now. Because the Chikara thing, Chikara was such a great product. I loved it. I was very entertained by it. But at the end, with the whole Wrestling Me Too movement, it got kind of tarnished a little in name. So a lot of them, it's no longer around, and a lot of them that were Chikara, like basically exclusive people, are trying to break out. Like a very good professional wrestler, he was many different characters over there. Stillwater was Stillwater over there, and a bunch of the other ones are like changing their whole gimmick up because they're out of that stronghold of having to do the gimmick that they're told by one person, because that's the only place they work, which is pretty cool. But the week in the life of it was really cool, and the whole series so far. They had this guy Jeff Cannonball, who Jeff is a deathmatch guy, Joe, and they did it with him, and it was so they did it with him, and it was him and his wife. And Jeff doesn't take anything in life too serious. He's a deathmatch wrestler. You'll like this guy. He's a deathmatch wrestler, straight edge, and a vegan. Is that a combination that goes together?
No, not that I've never seen before.
You know, it's and he did he used to do this taste test on YouTube. He did hot sauces, and he put them on fake chicken wings, and would he would interview wrestlers, but it was sort of like a Hot Ones type of thing. But he called his the Flaming Table. So as he'd ask you a question, you had to take a bite. If you tapped out, you had to donate $20 to his three-legged cat. So, but he the whole series has been really cool, and like I said, each one has really kind of told a different story on that particular character. So, but the pay-per-view. So we got the Raw Tag Team Champions, who is AJ Styles and a guy who, Joe, I don't think you're going to know. I'm going to say his name wrong. Omos. Omos is about 7 feet tall. He was Kevin Nash's bodyguard. And that's how he got into the WWE. That's legitimate. Nah, he was Kevin Nash's Diesel, basically. But in real life. And they're the tag champs right now. He's brand new, but AJ does the work. He goes in, he'll do like a big man move, and that'll be it. And they're fighting Elias and Jackson Riker, who I'm not that familiar with. Jackson Riker. Elias, whatever, is kind of cool. He comes down, he plays the guitar. He does like the heel gimmick where he tries to write a song, but every time he sings the song, he gets interrupted. And it's just fun. But I think that's going to be...
I know Elias.
I think that's going to be a good match. I think AJ and Omos are going to keep the belts because if they're going to keep someone like that and they're going to put him at the top, they have to kind of keep Omos with the belts.
Yeah.
If you take it off of him, that's going to tarnish him, and that's going to wreck him, and then they almost have to put him down to NXT. That's my opinion.
But you know, in my opinion, I'm kind of over AJ Styles.
AJ's still great though. He's old.
Great worker. I'm over the gimmick.
Yeah, I understand. Now you also got the Universal Championship, which is the champ Roman Reigns, the head of the table, versus his cousin Jimmy Uso.
Roman's gonna win that.
Jey Uso, I think, has been sort of siding with Roman Reigns and being at the table where Roman's the head of the table. So does Jey get involved? Which side does he go to? I can
see a classic screw job. He's in he's going to hit his brother over the head with something, and Roman wins.
And Jimmy and Jey then have a great feud together.
Yep.
A great feud, and I agree with that. I can't see them putting the the Universal title on one of the Usos right now. They have to feud with each other before they get that title. You know what I mean?
And that's going to bring back matches that we were used to back in the day when Eddie and Ray would go at it, or anybody with Eddie or anybody with Ray. The fast-paced, quick move matches.
The next one I think is going to be probably match of the night, in my opinion. It's a Hell in a Cell match, and it's Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Cesaro's finally been getting a little bit of the push that he deserves. The Seth Rollins never stopped getting the push. I don't know who's going to win this one, but I think this is going to be match of the night. I don't know who wins this one. Maybe I'll probably go with Seth just because his push has been lasting a lot longer.
Now I'm going to go with Cesaro. Just because I've never liked Seth Rollins, never.
I'm sort of with you. Honestly.
To me, he's always like that kid that everyone grew up with that's gonna stand behind the big guy, mouth off, and then when he gets slapped in the head, he's gonna go tell his mother. That's what I see him.
Now, the next one is the Raw Women's Champ, Rhea Ripley, versus Charlotte Flair.
I'd love to see Ripley get it.
Yeah, but I think
whatever.
I think they give Charlotte the belt
again.
I think so.
Again, it's like
I think so. I could be wrong.
I drop her name, drop the last name. She's not.
I mean, she's got some cool moves. She does a hell of a what do you call it? She does the flip to the outside all the time. So I mean, she does some cool stuff. Bobby D, I don't think Seth Rollins got fired for getting married. He Elvis, first of all, I wish you luck. Elvis is running for office in his town.
Very good. Hopefully you win.
I wish you luck in that, but Seth Rollins is not better than Shawn Michaels, in my opinion. That's all. And this is all opinionated. That's the thing is, I think the greatest of all time is probably Shawn Michaels.
I'll disagree with you there, but
you'll go Stone Cold, right?
No, I'm not going Stone Cold. I'm going older. Seth Rollins, move for move, is very similar to Shawn Michaels. So if Seth Rollins is better than Shawn Michaels, maybe it's because he's a little bit slicker with one of the moves he did. He wouldn't have a repertoire if it wasn't for Shawn Michaels. But you're saying the best ever, he said Shawn Michaels. I'm going back a little bit further. I'm going back to the early 80s. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
My sole opinion. I'm going back. I was a big fan, and I loved, and this is going to be my opinion. No one else is going to agree with me on this. No one's going to agree with me on this. And they're going to say, but he's just too big. He's too, who I'm going at.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant.
I thought you were going to say the gobbledygooker.
Well, close second.
All right.
But to me, being the big guy, JP, I know you probably have a similar feeling. Being the big guy amongst a lot of lesser people, he stood out to me more. So that's why he's one of my greatest of all time.
I never liked watching Andre in a one-on-one match because I never thought it was fair. I used to love watching Andre. If you remember, he used to do a lot of handicap matches.
Yeah,
and I always loved watching Andre in the Battle Royals when he did the spot in the corner.
He created the gimmick match. It was around him that it was built.
When he did that spot in the corner where everybody, however many people were in the ring were trying to throw him out, and he just tossed them all, and they all went flying.
Yeah,
I loved watching that. And Elvis, when you if you come up with a T-shirt design, feel free to share that and tag us on that to help your campaign out.
Now I'll give Elvis. I'll give you some credence to the Jericho being the GOAT, but the reason I don't like Jericho as the GOAT is because of his outside the ring persona. And now my question to that, my statement for that is only based off of what I see on social media and some of the Hollywood TV shows or things like that. I don't. From things I've heard, I don't know. I've never met Jericho personally, but everything I've heard or seen is that he's an arrogant SOB. Now, with that being said, my opinion is open to change. If anybody has anything that can show me that's changed, I know he's quite charitable. I know he does conventions and Comic Cons, but I can't give him that right now.
I was just going to say, how have you not met him?
I know.
You're at a lot of those Comic Cons, but Jericho's great. He is, and here's the thing with Jericho is he was always really good.
Yep.
And he got great as he got older. And my buddy Vampiro would disagree with this, but I think he's probably at his peak right now.
I think his peak was right before he left WWE.
Elvis, absolutely.
I think he was great right before he left WWE because solely for the fact that the reason I feel, I don't know whatever the real reason that WWE put out or Jericho said, but the reason I feel he left WWE at his peak is because he didn't want to get in bed with the powers that be.
Look at the but just political wise, look at the ties that he's kind of done. Do you think that before Jericho or anyone now, even other than Jericho, that's in AEW would be welcome onto the Stone Cold podcast on the WWE network?
No.
You know what I mean?
Maybe Cody. Maybe
they
Cody,
trusted. But I don't think so. I think Vince trusted Jericho enough. I don't think Vince would trust anybody else with that, because anyone else would have been, fucking Bret Hart doing the WCW into the camera. You know what I mean? Anyone else would have been doing that the whole time.
Yeah.
I think Vince knew that, all right, he's going to talk about their product, but he's going to talk more about his time with us. So let's do this. And they just released last week a bunch of people, which kind of stinks.
It seems like that's the new norm. Every week or so, they're dropping more people.
The rumor is they're prepping to sell.
Really?
And I don't know how true that NBC or either. I've heard NBC and I've heard Disney.
I can see Disney, but then if they go to Disney, there goes all the product.
Not really. You look at Disney Plus. Disney Plus has all the Marvel movies and all of that.
Yeah, but we won't see a Kenny's match anymore.
You don't see that now anyway, though. That's a thing in the past.
I'm saying there should be one in every episode.
No, the women can actually wrestle now.
I know. Well, they could actually wrestle back then. You tell that to Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah, they could wrestle. They whoop your ass.
Mae Young would have wrapped you up and had you tapping out. Absolutely would have stretched
70 years old.
But yeah, that's the thing is the NBC, and I wouldn't mind either because like have you watched the WWE Network on Peacock?
Not recently.
It's not very user friendly. At first, they took out all the ECW stuff. Some of it seems to be coming back.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If they go to Disney, you'll never see ECW air on TV again.
I think they'll show it because it was.
Yeah, they'll show a 15-minute match in about 20 seconds because they have to bleep everything out. They won't show blood. They won't show blood.
Maybe it's a separate. Like a separate scale on the Disney Plus network. So you have to have like parental codes or something. But, but I haven't watched anything. I watched the pay-per-views on Peacock and that's about it. Because the other stuff's just too hard to find. Like if I want to dig through for something. And that's just, again, my opinion. I'm lazy. I'd rather go to, there's a couple of the TV apps. The one I was texting you about the other day, I forget which one it is, that actually has independent wrestling channels on it where they play a bunch of Beyond and Defy Northwest, and which are like the best of the best, really. I mean, you've seen Beyond. Me and you have been there many times. Now, would you? How would you feel if they sold? Would you? Do you think would you give the product another chance if it was bought out by the right people?
No.
What I don't understand is why Hunter doesn't just buy it. He's got the money.
It's going to be left to Stephanie anyway, so why buy it?
Yeah, but not if he sells it.
Yeah.
He does such a, like, the NXT product is every bit as good as WWE to me right now. You got guys, out there that are busting their ass to get spots, and because they're all still hungry and they still want it, then they're out there doing their thing every week. I plan on going down to WrestleMania next year down in Austin. I believe it's Austin, Dallas rather, down in Texas, and I plan on making sure I catch all the NXT shows because I know there'll be a couple of them.
You just want to go see AG?
I will definitely have I'm actually going down to Daytona in November and might see if I texted him the other day to see if he's in town that weekend. We'll meet up and grab breakfast or something. I'm going down for some metal concert, so I won't be around at night, but
you won't be around during the day either.
Oh no, dude, we're on the beach. It's me, Joey, little Joe,
yeah.
Everyone else is like, who? But and Joey's wife. Me and little Joey are sharing a room. He's 21, so he'll be drinking with us. Joey and his wife got another room. But we're right on the beach, so I'll wake up, grab breakfast, and then go pass out on the beach again. You know what I mean?
They're going to try to roll you back in the water.
Probably. But it's, and that's, so the mornings will be on the beach and the nights will be at the concert.
Yeah. But just don't even go into the room. Just go sleep on the beach.
I don't think they would like that. I will try to get Tony Storm's number for you, WrestleMania, Elvis. I will try. I might get that for myself, though.
You ain't getting it.
No, probably not. But I mean, we did Mania. We did Mania in Houston.
Yeah,
and 25. We weren't shy about going up to people and talking to people, and we couldn't be. We were in the middle of all of them.
Yeah. Well, especially with the hookup with Robbie.
The what?
The hookup with Robbie through Booker.
Yeah. Yes. I was just talking to someone about that, Kevin, about that not too long ago, about how we went through the Whataburger drive-thru and we're paying the girl in beers.
Yeah, they took it.
She did. But that's what do you guys in the chat room? What do you guys? And I say the chat room, but on the on Facebook, YouTube, comment on what you guys are looking forward to as far as the pay-per-view is concerned in the future of the WWE. Will you continue to watch it when it sells? If it sells, do you think it's selling? Because I question it. Like, Vince doesn't have to sell it. Vince could stay owning it and never do another thing with it. You know what I mean?
I can't see Vince relinquishing power.
But now he sold a lot of content. So, like the Peacock thing. So, he gave up the $9.99 a month for, $1 billion, I think it was, or something like that.
But did he sell it forever, or is it a time frame? You get this for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how long the license is for. And it's just the U.S.
Yeah, so, I mean, if he sells it to NBC, I mean, he'd be smarter right now to sell it to Amazon, in my opinion.
Amazon would be a good fit for it,
They
too.
have the deeper pockets to go to ask what he wants.
Amazon would be a good fit for it.
And plus, there with Amazon, you can have all your merch right there. You get it in 3 days.
Yeah, he's not giving up the merch, though.
Well, no, even with that, though, I mean, if he sells the product, was he just selling the filming rights, or is he selling the product as the whole?
No, that's true. That's true. So he would be selling the product as a whole. So, yeah, the merch would go with that. Yeah, you're right there. Amazon does have a problem with Amazon is like there's WWE shirts on there now. They're not official. Oh, you know what? We got to spin. They're not official necessarily, but some of them are pretty damn nice.
Well, yeah, even with that too, then you can just the way that the beast rolls with those high end products and stuff. Where Amazon just bought MGM,
really,
WWE Studios. They bought the film studios. It kind of.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I do gotta. We got the wheel to spin. You've seen the wheel before, right?
Yes.
Somebody's gonna win a pretty cool. It's a Humberto Carrera. I can't say those foreign names. You guys know that action figure. Bringing it up right now. Gonna shake it up. You guys will watch me shuffle the names around. We got a lot of names on there tonight. 26. You know the wheel got ripped off recently?
Yeah, you was telling me about that.
For a figure from a podcast of two gentlemen who are very aware of what we do, because I mentioned it to one of them and asking him to come on the show, and he told me he was too busy. His agent told me he was too busy. But all of a sudden, they're spinning a wheel and giving away an action figure. But you know what's crazy?
What?
There's more names on our wheel.
Well, and this isn't the first time one of our gimmicks has gotten taken by someone else.
No, this is true. All right. I've shaken it up enough. We'll spin it. I don't know what music I got set on there today. I don't hear it either, so spin, spin, spin all day long. Spin, spin, spin while I sing this song.
Oh, Jesus. Please don't ever say that again.
That was from Adam Sandler. It wasn't spin, though. It was... Man, I forget what it was. But it was an Adam Sandler bit. Bobby T. I'll get that out to you in the next week or so, Bobby. Just, I know I have your address, but just shoot it to me again, please. I know you're here. Just message it to me. Oh, Laurie, I know you guys, Tina. I'll let your dad know. That's the thing is, Bobby D he's an old Southie guy that helps out at a lot of the shows around here.
Now he's a winner on the Irish Whip.
He brings his whole family on the show with them.
Nice.
Tina Webb is his daughter. Laurie is his wife. Bobby comments. I've watched Bobby on other podcasts be in their comment section and telling the other podcasts they have to listen to the Irish Whip. It's awesome. I love support like that is stuff you can't pay for. You know what I mean? So I am glad, Bobby. I will get that figure out to you, and I know you're probably going to give it to the grandkids, and they're going to enjoy the hell out of it. So, Joe, I don't have much else tonight.
No, I'm good. We can go a little bit early.
Yeah, by the time, because I got to cut, I got to throw some commercials in. I think by the time I do that, we're going to be right around the hour mark. This will go up on the audio probably Saturday morning, I would think. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, who knows? I always say Saturday, and then I do it the same day anyway, but Saturday's always the plan. We'll get it up there. and you guys will be able to download it and listen to it there. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to us, wherever you follow us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. We're going to start making pushes for, I think, different types of media, like YouTube and Twitch and that type of thing, to see if we can build those up. Just because the more we get in the communities like that, the more listeners we can get. And I like having a lot of listeners. It's pretty damn cool. But that's all, guys. Yeah, I hope everyone had a nice night. I hope everyone's having the weather we're having here in Boston today, which isn't what we were, just broke a heat wave.
That was brutal.
Yeah, it was. I hope everyone's enjoying it. Guys, have a good weekend. We will see you guys next week.
All right.
I do believe I think we got a guest next week. I think Adam Barasano, the Rock God, he's got to explain some of his actions from New England All-Star Wrestling recently. And me and Adam and Joe and Adam, we go back a long way. So I've partied quite a bit with this kid, and this is going to be interesting. But Joe, repeat what you just said.
I'll see you all next Thursday.